The three-day ASEAN summit is underway in Cambodia. This is the first in-person meeting of the grouping since the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this is day 2 of the summit that began on Friday. The leaders of China, Japan, and South Korea held talks with the Southeast Asian nations' leaders.
来年からの新たな協力作業計画に基づき、デジタル経済や強靭な農業といった新たな分野を含めた取り組みを着実に進めたいと思います。
The bloc earlier held talks with the Chinese premier.
我们正在磋商 COC， 在磋商过程当中，我们照顾各方的关切，但是也坚决地维护和促进国际法，尊重包括联合国海洋法公约在内的国际法，支持依据包括公约和南海各方行为宣言在内的国际法原则，来妥善处理南海出现的一些问题。
Meanwhile, South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol said that the unilateral attempts to change the status quo in the Asian region by force can never be accepted. Yoon Suk-yeol further said that he would strengthen the shared economic prosperity based on an open and fair order.
인도 태평양 지역의 평화와 안정은 우리의 생존과 번영에 직결됩니다.
The 10-nation bloc faces a multitude of issues, including the escalating crisis in Myanmar. During day 1 of the summit, Southeast Asian heads of government issued a warning to Myanmar to make measurable progress on a peace plan or risk being barred from the bloc's meetings. Now, the Southeast Asian leaders also agreed to engage Myanmar opposition groups. Bloc leaders are now seeking ways to quell the country's escalating bloodshed, which has seen thousands killed in clashes since last year's coup. Political, social, and economic chaos has gripped Myanmar since the military overthrew an elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi last year. US President Joe Biden has also arrived in Cambodia, where he will meet the Asian heads of state and discuss a range of issues, including Myanmar, China, and North Korea. On the sidelines of the ASEAN summit, Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba held a news conference where he called on the Southeast Asian countries to take all measures possible to ensure that Russia did not play Hunger Games regarding the shipments of Ukrainian grain to the global market.
I called on all ASEAN members to take every measure possible to stop Russia from playing Hunger Games with the world. Grain corridor should be exempted from the conflict. Whatever happens on the battleground, Russia should not use this corridor as a blackmail, as a leverage in international relations.
The ASEAN leaders have also agreed in principle to admit Timor-Leste as its 11th member. Now, for more on this, our principal diplomatic correspondent, Sivan Sibyl, gets us the latest from Bali.
It's summit season in Asia as Cambodia hosts a number of world leaders for the ASEAN meetings. The Indian Vice President is in the country and took part in the India-ASEAN summit meeting where he emphasized on joint vision and called for deeper engagement, especially at the strategic level. But it is also seen that the other leaders engaging with their counterparts. We know that US President Joe Biden is in the country and he will be, of course, making statement at the ASEAN-US summit, but largely there are worries internally when it comes to the grouping over Myanmar. Myanmar hasn't implemented the 5-point agenda, or whether it's the fallout from the Taiwan Strait crisis, where of course we know that China was very aggressive, and of course the other worry being Russia-Ukraine conflict. The conflict, of course, extending for a long period now, and its fallout on food, fuel and commodity prices. With video journalist Ajit Siddhansipal for WION in Bali, Indonesia.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.